keep hearing that if you want equity, you need more money. No, if you want equity, you have to take what you have and make a determination through an equity lens on how you're going to distribute that.
I think we can do a whole lot towards equity if we fully fund arts. We're really hoping that we can get more money this year.
I am not the expert, Ms. Afate is, on what the funds can be used for, whether you can transfer out of one account to another account. That's a finance issue. It's not a legal issue.
I mean, I don't know. I can, other people, I just started here, you know. I'm new here.
Okay.
I actually raised the question about the legality of our vote because we were looking at a sheet that was breaking up the impact of the different categories based on race. And the Supreme Court had just released a decision that said it is unconstitutional to base a decision like that on race.
It was the first time I believe that I heard from Mr. Cheek about anything related to his service on the Arts Commission.
My concern was they shared the same concern because it was a change in the law.
So, you know, it may not have been a fulsome explanation, but the Harvard case came down. It made it clear the Supreme Court was going maybe even farther to the side of eliminating affirmative action.
Between that conversation and your reaching out to Griffin and Strong, did they give you an opinion on how to respond?
That's a good question. I'm sorry, I don't recall. Once you have the disparity study, if the study proves that there is a history of discrimination in the awards of art grants historically, then you can make these scoring additions on the basis of race.
Metro Legal's opinion is just that. It's an opinion. It's not a conclusion of law. That's made in a court. And so how do you deal with that when you disagree? And that's where we're at now, is that we disagree in the determination that this was race-based.
The larger organizations that have been getting the lion's share of funding, I guess that's Nashville Ballet, TPAC, along those lines. Are you affiliated on the board of any of those organizations?
I act as legal counsel to a number of nonprofits, and yes.
90% of roughly 50 million that has come through here since '89 have gone to organizations of over $500,000. You know who those organizations are, and I don't think that they willingly want to give this up.
Part of what went into that vote, to my understanding, is that the historic legacy agencies expressed their very strong disapproval of what had happened in July. And so they were very concerned because they had started to make budgets based on the assumption that funding would continue at historic levels.
I just want to know, like, why there is so much turmoil over giving small amounts of money to poor artists who want to do work, but y'all throw money at these billion-dollar corporations to build things we don't even need, we can't even afford to go to. Some of y'all in this room wipe your behinds with $20,000.
Having been one of the council members that did this vote, we were very intentional about wanting this surplus funding to go to Metro Arts specifically. And I can only speak for myself, for them to be held up for artists that are waiting for them to receive them is unacceptable. What will need to take place is to figure out if there is a deficit, and I'd love to hear that if there is one. We have other means to figure out how to fix it that are at our ready. And so that's a discussion for us to have as council members, which we will have. The idea that we punish our creative class for what is going on with us internally after 20 years of not funding this department is just so inappropriate.